지금 4,000달러를 받아서요. 이거 계산해서 얼마나 당연하네. 그냥 알려드릴게요.
여기가 선을 그러니까 이게 C가 5년 정도잖아. A가 5년 빼냐면 5년
Okay, so I'm going to need some help with these numbers. So what's this number? 1.05 to the times of 5. 1.276. What's this number? 1 divided by 1.276. So 1 minus 0.78. What's this? 1 minus 0.78? 0.21. So we're left with 0.21 over 0.05. What? 0.22 over... Yes, so what's next? What's this? 4.4. 4.4 multiplied by 1,000. What's the answer? 4,400. Okay, can everybody see that? So I guess where people make mistakes is here. Here. Okay, this is all staying the same, right? So you should have put in this correctly first, then this one, okay? Then here, and then finally we get our answer. Yes?
It's not students present value. Like, isn't we have first the future, so doesn't we have to use the future value instead of present?
Well, first of all, we can do whichever one we want. We can do future value, or we can do present value.
No, I mean, like, most of the students use future value as the formula for future value, but isn't we are forecasting the future, so don't we have to use...
So that's okay, yeah? So what's the future value then? If the present value is 4,400, what's the future value?
5,000 something.
5,200? 5,521? 20? Okay, that was the future value. Okay, well that's okay too, right? So first of all, which is better? A or B? Which is better, A or B? A is better, right? Which is better, A or C? Some students already did this calculation. A is slightly better by $20, okay? 5520, is that correct? Another way we can do this, we already calculated our present value, 4,400. So we can make the future value, the simple calculation, right? Find the future value of 4,400. Okay, so we could go back to our simple equations. We just have to use one of these ones. And we can use, we know that our present value is 4,400, so we find the future value, right? Which is 4,400 times 1.05 to the power of 5, which we already calculated here, which was 1.276. So we have 4,400 multiplied by 1.276. Okay? What's this answer? Okay, using this equation here. Present value 4,400. Okay? 1 plus the interest rate to find the future value. Okay? Can somebody do this calculation? It should be the same as this. Okay. So maybe we lost something, but anyway, we can still see that this A is the best option. Okay. So.
Chris?
Do you have any questions?
Yes, Chris?
Yes.
I thought I understood like really correctly, but don't you want to briefly explain the difference between present value and future value?
What do you mean, the difference between?
I thought I understood, but now you're using present value, but I thought we have to forecast the future, so I'm using the future value.
In this question, we have to do two things, because the question asks us to do two things, right? Just because of the question. But they're giving us a choice. We could receive 4,000 today. We could receive 5,500 in the future. So we need to make the present and the future value of this. We have two things to do. But the question could only be part A. Then we only need to get the present value. Okay? But we have more. We just wanted to practice two things here, both the future value and the present value. Okay?
So for B, you have to use present value, right?
Yes.
Are you sure?
Yes, or if you want to do a long way, you can find the future value, and then you can use the simple equation to find the present value of the future value. Okay, that's a longer way to do that. Okay? Okay, any more questions? No? So this was, if we did the future value, we would have got this number, present value was this number. Okay? So A was better 1. So let's look at calculating annuity payments. In this case, it's flipped around. In this case, we know the annuity, and we have to find the present value or the future value. But what about a mortgage? Do you understand mortgage? Mortgage is a loan for a house. Okay? Loan for a house is a mortgage. So in this case, we know how much the loan is, 200 million won. We know how much the interest rate is. We know the time. We want to find the annuity. So if you get a mortgage someday, you or the bank can do this calculation. Okay, it means how much do I need to pay every year? So we have another equation, which is annuity given present value. So we know the present value and we want to find the annuity. Okay? So let's try this calculation. So the best way to learn this is by doing the calculation, okay, and making mistakes. That's the best way to learn. So we have to try to do the calculation. So what's going to be here? PV, what number is going to be here? 200 million, right? The present value of the loan is 200 million. Okay, we got a loan today to pay for a house of 200 million. The interest rate is monthly this time. Okay, so we're going to put in monthly interest rate is going to be, what's R? 0 point? 0. How many zeros? 2 zeros, right? 0.003. And then what's N? If it's monthly, over 30 years, what's N? Monthly for 30 years. 360. So we're doing monthly. So the number of months is 360 here. Okay? So we just have to practice doing the calculation.
매달 12가 원래 들어가야 되는데 30년이니까 근데 애기 60 값이 나와 있는 단위를 낮추면 총 6배? 이건 좀 회계된 거 이거는 빌려 이거는 나는 다 있어. 모닝송이 가자. 밀리언이 10만, 100만, 1년 100만.
Wouldn't be able to do that by yourself.
총 6만. 그게 100만이지. 총 6개. 이거 따로 계산하고 이렇게 하면 총 6개
Yes, 200 million. Why anyway? Just put it in
공장까지.
So you can just use 200. You don't have to use all the zeros, right? You can tell me your answer in millions of one.
몇 프로죠?
얼마야?
술도 맛있었어? 전국발이 졌어?
그러니까 왜 그러냐면 1년이 종이 6개를 붙여 4개에다가 6개를 붙여 종이 8개 총 6개에서 4개에다가 종이 8개 8개 붙여
원래
이해가 안 돼. 그게 있잖아요. 그렇게 여기까지 안 해. 거기다가 200
Okay. So let's check the answer.
We have this key number here, right? This is the one that's going to be changing. So,
Who could tell me this?
this number, 1.003 to the times of 360. What's that number? 2.939. So we have 1 minus 1 over 2.939. So already this looks a lot easier now that we've calculated this part, okay? So what's next? What's 1 over 2.939? 0.34. So what's 1 minus 0.34?
66.
Okay, and what's this? 0.003 divided by 0.66. 0.0045. Okay? So then what's 200 multiplied by 0.0045? 0.909. So we have to pay 0.909 million won a month. Okay? That's 909,000. Okay? Won a month. Nearly big man won, right? A month for our mortgage. So we made that calculation. Now we know how much we need to pay every month. Okay? So it's useful. If we're in the bank, we're giving a mortgage to somebody, we need to be able to tell them how much they need to pay back every month. Okay? 909,2901 a month. Okay? Does anybody have any questions about that? No? Okay. So we also have annuity given future value we're going to skip. Okay, it's similar to annuity given present value. So we have just a different equation. In this case, we're given the future value. For the present value, we were told we get a loan of 200 million today, right? For the future value, I know how much money I need for my retirement. 400 million won. Okay? SAOC. Is that correct? Yes, SAOC. Do you think SAOC is enough money after you retire to live comfortably? Yes or no? So you retire when you're 65 or probably 70. Do you think SAOC is enough money to live comfortably? SAOC, $400,000. In the US they have 401k plan. In the US, that means that most people who has a private pension in the US, they want to save $400,000 so that when they retire, they can have a comfortable income.